So you want to build yourself a lean, strong and athletic looking physique, but no matter how consistent you are with your training, how healthy you eat in, your body composition isn't changing. And it's frustrating because the amount of effort you're putting in, you feel you should be looking a lot more like you lift, instead of looking back in the mirror and seeing a soft physique looking back at you. Maybe it's your metabolism. Maybe it's your age because you're in or approaching your 30s. Maybe you've just got crappy genetics. Or maybe you just need to go harder than everyone else because it's different for you. If you've ever had any of those thoughts, I fully hear you. But before we get into how we're going to fix that, if you're new here, my name's Seb, I'm an online fitness coach, and once upon a time, I had those exact same struggles that I previously mentioned. I've made all the mistakes when it comes to losing body fat and getting into the best shape of your life, and now I see it as my mission to make sure you don't fall into the same traps, the same pitfalls that I did that kept me stuck for many years, so that you can build the lean and strong looking physique that you're proud of. And if that's your vibe, you're in the right place, so make sure you hit that subscribe button. So getting into the video, I'm gonna break down the 3 most common mistakes that I made and you're probably making too when it comes to shedding body fat, getting leaner and looking like you lift. So the first one, rewarding a hard training session with more food. I used to go to the gym for 45, 60 minutes and go absolutely ham, to the point where I was leaving with my legs shaking. It was a struggle to walk down the stairs and I'd leave feeling accomplished, like, yeah, boom, some muscle is being built here. But from there, it would go downhill because I'd get in my car, sit down, get comfy, and while on one hand, I knew I had food already prepped for myself in the fridge when I got home, on the other side of things, I had a little devil on my shoulder telling me, you just work really hard. Why don't you get yourself a takeaway? You need more food to refuel from putting all that work in. So I'll do exactly that. On the way home, I'll take a detour, stop off at Bossman's and get myself a half chicken with rice and, for good measure, some extra wings on the side. It's more protein, right? So in my head, it made sense. I was only doing more good than I was any harm to my own progress. But the reality is, I was taking myself out of a calorie deficit straight into a surplus and blowing all the work that I'd done across the week, across the day, out the water. Which, when the goal is to shift body fat, get leaner, doesn't make any sense. Do you know what I liken that to? It's like putting some elbow grease in to wash your car, or taking it to the car wash, getting your car squeaky clean, only to then take a big shit on the car bonnet. You wouldn't do that, would you? But that's exactly what I was doing whenever I got myself a takeaway after working hard in the gym. So once you've got your calorie target set, your protein set, that's it. You stick to it. You don't suddenly need to start adding more calories because you think you're working harder. Your target and protein target should take into account your level of activity, how often you're training per week, how many steps you're hitting, and that should be it. Work within that range. You don't need more food because you had a big session, so stop shitting on your car bonnet. Okay, number 2, thinking that eating healthy and training hard is enough to see your physique change on its own. Maybe you're like I was, you heard some advice from somebody in the gym or your mate and they told you all you got to do is just eat clean, get your protein, get some good carbs in, get some veggies in and train hard, and that's going to be enough to change your physique. They'll tell you to just eat boiled eggs, eat chicken breast, eat sweet potato. So that's what I did, and I thought it was as simple as that. 4 eggs and avocado for breakfast. Tuna sandwich for my mid-morning snack with a big dollop of mayonnaise to make sure it wasn't dry. Chicken thighs marinated in olive oil and sweet potato for lunch. So on and so forth, you get the drift. I thought I was going all the way in. The food tasted good, I was eating clean, so it was only going to be a matter of time before I had the lean, jacked, strong looking physique looking back at me in the mirror. But nope, if anything, while I was getting stronger, I was also looking a heck of a lot softer. So the mistake I made here was thinking that because I was eating healthy and clean, I basically had a free pass to eat whatever I wanted. But if I tracked my food, I would have got a very rude awakening. So that's my advice to you. Before you think about changing anything with your diet, all these healthy foods you're eating right now, track everything ruthlessly. It's gonna tell you exactly where you're at right now. And whilst you're doing this, don't fall into the trap of thinking, oh, if this food's healthy, it'll be alright, I can get away with that. Those choices add up very quickly. Then once you've got your baseline, you know exactly where you're going over. You're gonna wanna work out your calories of how much you should be consuming to lose body fat. I've put a link in the description below that's gonna give you free access to my body recomposition tracker. Input your data and it's gonna give you a starting point of where your calories should be for a deficit and to be losing body fat. Okay, number 3, you wanna stop letting the weekend slide. You'll be on it Monday through to Thursday, but soon as Friday hits, you slip into the mindset of, oh, I've been good all week, so surely the weekend I can relax a touch. For me, it used to be getting a takeaway on a Friday evening by default to unwind after a stressful week of work, and I told myself I couldn't be asked to cook. Saturday would maybe be a meal out or going out for a couple of drinks with my friends or going out on dates. And then Sunday I'd be going all out on my mum's roast. And I told myself, yeah, do you know what? It's all right. I've been on it Monday through to Thursday. I'll just get back on it on Monday. But if you step back and do the maths, Friday through to Sunday is 42% of your week. That's almost half of the week completely written off. Now, there's no other area in your life where you can be 42% off it and expect to see the kind of progress that you want. So why is your body any different? Now, from my own personal experience and seeing it with clients, the slide over the weekend comes down to one or two things. Now, the first is lacking structure of your weekend because you don't have work to plan your days around. You wake up at a different time, you don't have food in the fridge. You end up eating less protein, so you snack your way through the weekend, which never satisfies you. So when you do end up eating, you're hungrier and end up consuming more food. So the best advice I can give you here is give yourself some structure. Get that food shop in on a Saturday morning so you have food in the fridge to see you all the way through the weekend. Get up at the same time as you do during the week because your body likes routine, and when you're getting up a couple of hours later, you're going to feel off kilter, then everything's going to be wayward from there. Now, the second reason your weekend slip, and I'm going to keep this brief because it could very well be its own video, but I get it because you're stressed throughout the week, so the weekend is your time to unwind. But the problem is you've only got two modes of unwinding, and that's through food and drink, which I know it feels good in the moment, you get that relief, but ultimately it's pulling you further from looking and feeling the way that you want to. So have a think, is there another way you can unwind over your weekend that doesn't involve food and alcohol? Is it reading a book? Is it watching a film? Is it catching up with a friend over a coffee? Is it doing a fun activity with a friend away from food and drink? Whatever it is, you got to find what works best for you. Now, I could go on in this video, there's a whole heap of mistakes that I've made and learned from, but I'm going to leave it there. If you've made it this far into the video and resonated with any of the points that I've made, if you change even one of these things, it's going to have a significant difference in the way that you look and you feel within your body in 2026. But anyway, if you found this video useful, make sure you drop me a subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.